We are previewing NFL Week 6 here at SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak, and we are talking right now with Swingin Johnson, SBR contributor, who I just announced in our past video has officially recently earned a modicum of respect for me, and I'm going to treat him as such. So Swingin, thanks for being here once again, and the second game we're going to talk about this week is Colts at the Jets. Another tough one. The Jets are a 3.5-point home favorite. Of course, they're having all kinds of problems in all kinds of ways. The Colts, they were rejuvenated last week. They got an outright win, which I like the Colts +7 in that one. They were off the bye. They had their inspiration from their coach coming down with cancer, unfortunately. I'm not sure how much that carries over into a second week. If it does, they'll probably give the Jets a decent run for their money here. What's your read on the Jets? Do you think they're just a sinking ship, or do you think they're going to rebound?
Well, let me just say that I appreciate that introduction. If I had a cap, I'd be doffing it, Loshak. Thank you very much. Regarding the Colts and the Jets, look, we've got a team rebuilding versus a team essentially destructing. Now, if you look at last week, the knee-jerk reaction would be that the Colts are the play because they pulled one of the biggest upsets of the season when they beat the Packers. And, I'll tell you, Andrew Luck has really proven that if you get the right guy at quarterback, you give away the moon and the stars to get him, like the Redskins did where they traded the kitchen sink and all the appliances for RG3. But let's take a look at the Jets for a moment. Now, I know that most of the country is just loving this soap opera that has the New Yorkers calling for Tebow to replace Sanchez. But, then again, Loshak, if you were the backup, they'd be begging for that tall, creepy guy to play quarterback. I'm just kidding, Loshak.
Yeah, I know. No, the Jets' problems are not – quarterback is not really their problem, is it? It's just they don't have any offensive weapons.
Well, the New Yorkers would beg to differ because they hate Sanchez. Mm-hmm. And, all right, look, the Jets' 3 losses have all been powerhouses. They lost to Pittsburgh, San Francisco, and then last week they were in it down to the wire, got the cover against the Texans, but they lost the game. Now they play this young Colts team that has just got to be walking on air after beating Green Bay. But Loshak, you and I, we've seen this before, right? It's a terrible position for the Colts, who are definitely candidates, at least, for a big letdown this week. I mean,
sure.
Plus you got a young kid like Luck who's going to be going up. One thing the Jets do have, they have a very good defensive pass unit. It's ranked 6th in the league, giving up under 200 yards a game. And Indianapolis' run game is going to be impacted because Donald Brown is going to be out for an injury at least a couple of weeks. So, I say as tough it is to swallow, you got to lay the 3 and play the Jets at home, in my opinion.
I kind of think you're right. I mean, with Sanchez, he's terrible. He's always letting down. But then again, whenever you're expecting the worst, a lot of times they do come in with, you saw that in week 1. Everyone is expecting the Jets to be absolutely awful against the Bills, and they put up 48 points. So, I could see something similar like that easily happening here when everyone's calling for Sanchez's head. Yeah. I have to agree with you. I'm not going to bet this game myself, but if I had to bet it, I would take the Jets -3. And in a contest where I pick straight-up winners, I did pick the Jets in this one, and I think that's the right side here.
I think we're on the right side, baby.
All right, cool. We'll talk to you next week, Swain.